Save a life, or perhaps helped keep a watchful eye on a neighborhood. Today, you probably helped put food on someone's table, or help build a road that leads to a destiny. You may have even helped shape the minds of our future. By paying your taxes, you help keep critical medical staff in a job, a school to run, or a neighborhood safe, and a whole lot more. Your taxes help Zambia become better for you and me. Zambia Revenue Authority. My tax, your tax, our destiny.
Thank you for joining us again on Tax Chat. My name is Alice Lungu. On today's chat, we are looking at presumptive tax, passenger transport. And to help us look at this is Mrs. Evelyn Mwalusaka, a senior tax consultant from Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA. Mrs. Mwalusaka, how are you? And good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Alice. Good morning, and good morning, our viewers.
Yes. To kickstart, Mrs. Mwalusaka, we want to know, what does it mean when we say presumptive tax?
Wow, thank you very much for that question. A very important question, Alice. So, presumptive tax, these are just estimates of payables in dealing with taxes in activities that are difficult or very difficult to collect as ZRI. So, the example I can give is formal sector. Formal sector, maybe I'll give an example of the base tax. This is a tax that marketeers register for. And of course, the buses themselves, these people who run minibus, these buses. So this category, this sector is very difficult to collect revenue. That's why we've just made it to say we put it in a sector where the rates are already put for them to collect. Then again, I'll go again to say that it helps us to prevent the evasion of tax. It will also help us to reduce to improve the tax burden, to broaden the tax, of course. When you do that, then at least it helps us to cater for each and everyone, and the tax will be broadened. Okay. Yes.
What are some of the examples you can give on that one, Mrs. Mwalusaka?
Okay, the example I can give is, imagine maybe Mrs. Piri is running buses. Maybe he's got 2 buses here in Lusaka. Then, because these buses are registered under her name, so Mrs. P will be liable to register for presumptive tax. But if there's a Mr. Banda who has buses and the business is registered as a limited company, then those will not be liable to register for presumptive tax. They'll be registered on income tax. That's the tax that they're supposed to be. So the difference is, if you are registered as a business person and you are running the buses, you're supposed to register for presumptive. For a limited company but you are running some buses, as long as the company is a limited company, you're supposed to register for income tax.
Okay. And what are the requirements?
The requirement for registering?
Yes.
Okay, that's a very important question, and I hope the viewers will be able to take this one. Mm-hmm. So you have to register for a TPIN, of course. You need to have a tipping for you to register for presumptive tax. So the starting point is register for a tipping, then you register for presumptive tax. And this is a public passenger transport. So because presumptive tax, we've got different presumptive tax under this. We've got betting and gaming. So the one we are talking about is a passenger transport. After you register, you need to submit. You need to submit an assessment. So you need to submit that quarterly. The way they've made these buses sector, you need to register quarterly instead of monthly like any other tax that says, like for example TOT, you do it monthly. So for this one is quarterly. You do it quarterly. After you register your presumptive tax, you make an assessment, then you pay. You need to pay taxes and you have to pay them on time. After you've done your part, you've done everything, you've registered, then there's no need for you to keep records. Remember, other taxes will tell them to say you need to have, for example, turnover tax, a simple bookkeeping records. But for this one, you don't need to labor to have the books where you write your recordings. That's the difference.
Okay.
Yes.
All operators of buses, mean buses or taxis, reliable to pay presumptive tax?
Thank you. Of course, they are reliable to pay, but we have an exemption. Like I said, if you have a limited company, you pay only income tax. So they are exempted from presumptive tax, in short. That's what we are saying. An example again I can give on this one is like the one I gave where Mrs. Banda is running buses, and that he's got a business name, and those buses fall under that business. They register for presumptive. If it's a business that you are running and the company is a limited company, then you register for income tax. You're going to account your income on income tax. Yes, that's how it goes.
Okay, and what are the rates for presumptives?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very important question, because what you need to understand is this year in the budget, there were changes in the rates on how the presumptive tax is paid. So I can give an example. Like I said, it's paid quarterly. So, and these buses, the way they've made them, we use the seating capacity. So if the seating capacity of the bus is between 12 to 17, you are going to pay per annum. You are going to pay 205.92. So when I say per annum, it's the whole year. And remember, I'm saying seating capacity. So between 12 and 17, the annum is 2,592. Another one is a 25 to 35 seater. The bus will pay 7,776. Now, as ZRA, we've made it easier. You know, it's not easy for a taxpayer maybe to pay the whole year. So what we've done is we've broken them in quarters. So for a bus that is between 12 to 17 seater, it's going to pay 648, that is per quarter. And the bus that is between 22 to 35, they are going to pay 1,944. That's how easy we've made it, so that we don't burden our taxpayers. So they are paid in quarters.
Okay, and what is the presumptive tax for passengers transportation registration process?
Wow, thank you for that question. So for you to register for presumptive, of course you have to log in on our website. And our website is www.zra.org.zm. So when you get into that, you need to have the credentials, because you are registering into your account. It's done into the taxpayer's account. So you go into that. When you register, you put your TPIN, you put your password, then you are good to go. There will be a module open. Then on the left side, you are going to click on the registration. Then from there, you are going to click on the amendment. From amendment, it will take you to another screen. From there, you are going to find a question. All the questions, you ignore them. You go to the last question, which is asking you, are you adding a business activity? So from there, you are going to say yes. So from there, then you need to put a code, which is 10001. That code is for presumptive tax, and that is the code for purpose of carriage of person. From there, then you complete the online form, which now is going to take you to ask you to attach the white book, a very important document. You cannot register for presumptive tax if you don't have a white book. So the next screen, you attach that, because the white book has got a lot of descriptions on how you are going to register. There's a chassis number, there's a color of the vehicle, all those have to be put on that screen. When you're done with putting all the requirements of that screen, then you submit. After you submit that application, it will read that it is successful, and a reference number is going to be generated. So just in case you have challenges after you've done your application and you don't receive anything, or maybe there's something that has happened, when you come to any office, you are able to use your reference number so that we can check whether the application went through, or it hung somewhere, or something maybe didn't go well. Yes.
Okay. In case you're just joining us, you are watching Tax Chat to Zambia Revenue Authority. For now, we'll go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Hello, Makamba, Yashani. Utimangwasha so sure. You can't leave me behind like this. You move. We know. You don't realize that by taking your receipt, you are ensuring a fair playing field for businesses and their tax obligations. Take me with you,
By ensuring we receive a receipt every time we make a purchase, we're ensuring that businesses honor their tax obligations. Zambia Revenue Authority. My tax, your tax, our destiny. Our taxes go a long way in assisting those less fortunate than ourselves.
Good morning, madam. Your medicine is ready. Don't worry. Wanipila kudala.
Ziko mkwambi wanga.
By making the right choice and honoring all our tax obligations, we ensure that we will have a hassle-free journey and help build a better future for ourselves and our nation. Zambia Revenue Authority. My tax, your tax, our destiny.
Tired of long queues and endless paperwork? We are too. Pay your taxes using e-payment. Zambia Revenue Authority, working to serve you efficiently.
Welcome back. You are watching Tax Chat Zambia Revenue Authority. Another question, Mrs. Malusaka. What are the modalities for paying this tax?
Well, thank you once more again for that question, Alice. So the modalities for you to make payment. Of course, you have to start with logging into the system. You need to have the credentials, like I've said. You log on onto our portal of the website. then you click on return module. When you click on return module, you select presumptive return, because remember you want to make a payment and you are making a payment of presumptive tax. So you click on presumptive return. When you click there, you select the window open where you're going to select the quarter, because on that screen there will be quarters, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, up to quarter 4. And even before you go to it, it will even give you the bus that you've added. It will show that this is the bus, this is your bus. If you've got 2 buses, you tick, there'll be a small box on each bus. If you want to pay for the 2 of them, you click all the in the box, the 2 of them. If you want to pay for one, you will only click on one. Then the screen will open for you now to choose which quarter do you want to pay for. If you're saying, like now, if you want to pay for quarter 2, when you click on that particular bus, then the amount will be generated to show that this is the amount that you want to pay. For example, the 16-seater, if you click there on the bus that you've added, it will show the 648 that I've said per quarter. After you've done that, it will even show you the total to say this is the amount that you're supposed to pay. Then you click on the payment module, because now you want to pay. You click on the payment module, you select the pending liability. After you select the pending liability, then you select the liability with the assessment number. Remember, the assessment number will be generated. After that, then the PRI is a very important reference that has to be generated, the payment reference number, because you are going to use it when you are paying, whether you are going to use MTN, whether you are going to use Airtel. That PRN number is a very important number that needs to be generated. So once you're done, you proceed to make the payment, whether you're doing it through the bank or you're doing it through the Airtel Money, MTN. Once you're done with that, the presumptive tax is supposed to be generated. The certificate is sent to the email. As long as the email that you registered is a correct email, once you do the payment, you don't even have to worry. The tax clearance certificate will be sent to your email. That's how the process goes.
Okay. And what are the applicable penalties for non-compliance?
For non-compliance, if you don't pay, you don't pay, you just took an issue to say, no, I'm not going to pay this time. That is very, very important for taxpayers who are listening to say, if you don't pay, there will be penalty that will be charged, which is a 5% and interest on that if you don't make a payment. And of course, our Bank of Zambia also have a discount rate of 2% that is added from the 5% that you're going to be given from Zambia Revenue Authority.
Okay.
Yes.
Mrs. Malusaka, when can I file for a new assessment?
Thank you, Alice. That's a very important question. A new assessment. People tend to think that if the bus is not in operation, then it's okay, I can just leave it, I don't need to go to ZRI. But here we are telling that you are able to file in a new assessment. So what you need to do is, if you're not in operation, the bus is not operating, you have to do the same assessment. You get into the system, you go to, like you want to pay, but in that window, you will tick where I was telling you to say, if you want to make payment for a particular bus, you tick on that. But this time, because your bus maybe was not working in that particular quarter, something happened, so you are able to put the number, it shows number of days worked. So if the bus didn't work, you are able to put those numbers. If it's 65, for example, you put 65. If it's 66 days, because the quarters have got different days, the month end with different days, you're aware. So it can be 65, it can be 66. So when you enter that, then it means that there will be no amount that will be generated because your bus was not working. So from there, then it means that you are not paying anything. So there is no need for taxpayer to sit back and not report to us. It's like you are reporting when you are doing that. So you should be able to file a new assessment which will tell us to say that this bus was not operational. There was no income, in short, that was generated in that particular quarter.
Okay. What are the attachments when filing for a new assessment?
So the attachments for filing for a new assessment, of course, we'll ask for a report from the police, that is evidence to show that the bus was not operating. Sometimes we'll even ask you to say, give us a report, maybe from the garage. Maybe you took your bus to a garage. So we'll ask to say, please, can you give us a report from the owner of the garage to ascertain that this bus was not operational? And then sometimes we'll ask a police report. That one is also one of the documents that you can produce for us to ascertain to say this bus was not working. So there are three things that I've mentioned. It's either a garage report or a police report, or you can even have a proof of, some people even get pictures to say, no, can you see that this is the bus? But of course, that is not proof enough. The documents have to be there. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So do I need to inform ZRA when my vehicle is down or it has been sold?
Wow, of course. That is a must. You need to inform us. You need to come to ZRA to come and tell us to say, my bus is not working. It's either you can do it, you can write to us to tell us to say, this quarter, my bus did not generate any income. However, like I said, it should be put in writing. Write to ZRA, explain to us what has happened to that bus so that we are aware. We don't ambush you at the time when it comes to say, no, last quarter you didn't pay. So you need to put it in writing, and you can drop it to any of our centers. Yes.
Okay. What are your concluding remarks on the topic of focus?
My concluding remarks on this topic is outrage our taxpayers on presumptive tax. Please make sure that you pay, because you cannot get the identity from RATSA if you don't have that certificate from ZRI. So I'll urge all our taxpayers to ensure that they come and do a payment. And when they are doing a payment on presumptive tax, you don't need to do a payment before you do an assessment. The certificate becomes a bit of a challenge to be generated. Make sure that you do an assessment. When you are done with the assessment, then you do the payment. And remember that that identity card that you are getting from RATSA, it will not be given to you if you don't have that certificate. Make sure that you pay on time. If the bus, this is the most important one, if the bus is not operational, please make sure that you inform ZRI so that we are aware that you did not generate income in this particular quarter. So this is my emphasis, that please make sure that you do the payment, and the owners of these buses, I know they leave these things to maybe an agent. Make sure that you have, if it's the credentials that you need for logging in, one of them should be either a phone or an email should be yours, so that you keep track of what is happening. Because we've got challenges where people say, no, but my agent used to pay. And when you check, you find that there was nothing, no assessment was done. They never used to pay. So please take keen interest in as much you are giving the agent to do the process of this presumptive tax. And I urge you to pay on time to avoid the penalties that we've talked about. Thank you.
Well, Mrs. Evelyn Malusaka, it's been a pleasure having you on Tax Chat.
Thank you. So, like we say,
it's
my tax,
your tax, our destiny. Well, we've come to the end of the show. I believe you've learned something about the topic that we had today. Thank you for tuning in to Lumen TV and for watching Tax Chat. From us, it's bye-bye.
Today, you probably helped save a life. Or perhaps helped keep a watchful eye on a neighborhood. Today, you probably helped put food on someone's table. Or help build a road that leads to a destiny. You may have even helped shape the minds of our future. By paying your taxes, you help keep critical medical staff in a job, a school to run, or a neighborhood safe, and a whole lot more. Your taxes help Zambia become better for you and me. Zambia Revenue Authority. My tax, your tax, our destiny.